Welcome to Saratech's Engineering and Product Development webinar, Choosing the Right Teamcenter Implementation Approach for Your Organization. My name is Sarah Utsugi, and I'm your host today. This webinar is part of a series we're presenting this year, focusing on ways companies can improve their engineering and product development process. Today, our speaker is Sassan Khoubyari. Sassan has over 25 years of digital strategy development, implementation, and management experience in PLM and IT for global product development operations. Prior to joining Saratech, he was leading Honda Jet PLM engineering and manufacturing implementation in North Carolina, held IT director position at Space Systems / Laurel Satellite Manufacturing Company in Palo Alto, and led Ford's powertrain C3 P&G implementation for over 10 years. Sassan holds a bachelor's and master's in mechanical engineering and executive MBA from University of Michigan Ross Business School. Now I'll pass the presentation over to Sassan.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar today. As you know, the product manufacturers, a successful PLM strategy can bring together people and processes to drive innovation. IT is in front of the PLM deployment, and lowering costs of PLM ownership in respect to time, resources, and money will help your organization meet your business goals. You want a PLM solution and technology partner that would not only help you lower your cost of PLM ownership, but also future-proof your PLM journey with years of experience and industry best practices backed into integrated solution based on an agile modern architecture. Selecting a PLM solution can be overwhelming. In this presentation, I will cover the selection considerations and provide details of several options. If you're an engineer working at a small or mid-sized company, there's a good chance that you might be working without a product data management system in place. Many believe that implementing the data management solution would be time-consuming and just add additional work to the current ways of doing things. You simply can't run a design team efficiently without product data management, PLM system, software, period. About 70% of companies still use file server to distribute data. It's manual process. Even on desktop, there's a lot of data. Some of it might be duplicate data. And if it matches something on the server, then you end up trying to figure out which piece of data is most updated or correct. Overall benefits of PDM or PLM system: improve efficiencies, reduce cost and time, easier to generate reports, and the most important, data is secure. There are major considerations in selecting a PLM solution. One is consider total cost. Free isn't free. Beware of the free software pitch. The free download may get you started with software, but it's there enough in a freeware to address your business requirements. Your base modules of software go deep enough to cover your core business use cases, or will you need to pay more for add-on functions? How easy is it to get started? Whatever you get, freeware or purchase software, is the software too complicated to deliver immediate value? Does it have high quality, deep CAD integration, or is it too light to be useful? Does the system have an open architecture to allow for integration for existing systems? Or have a good understanding of a security aspects of the business? So that's a very important element, that you got to make sure your PLM selection addresses your security controls for both users across your enterprise, internal and external. As your business grows, your need for PLM will grow, and the PLM software grow with you, because the technology partner have a team of experienced employees that will guide you through the large-scale deployment and upgrades with best practices. How many large-scale deployment have they delivered? The other questions you may want to ask is, how big is the install base? How long has the technology partner been around? Is there a risk that they will be acquired or the software discontinued? And look at their customer base. Are there companies like yours, your size, your industry, your business problems that are addressing? If you're a smaller business, is there a way to get up and running quickly and cost effectively? Saratech PLM analyst can help you compile all required questions and answers for you to make the best decision for your business needs. Now that you're ready to implement the PDM or PLM solution, then you need to decide the architecture. There are a lot of articles and information available on internet today discussing the differences of various PLM deployment options, including on-premise or cloud, based on your business needs, the company size, IT resource capacity, investment dollars availability. Then you can make that type of decision. Both options have their own benefits and can be summarized by knowing the on-prem deployment provide complete control over your data, software and hardware, while offering flexibility, but it requires a higher investment initially. For cloud deployment, typically zero upfront capital cost, while also removing the pressure of maintaining and updating your system. Since PLM in the cloud opens the door for companies of every size to get up and running quickly on product lifecycle management and realize the fast return on investment, and the industry has been increasingly companies adopting the software in that fashion. Siemens Teamcenter has been around for many years and used by small and large companies globally in multiple industries. And they refer to that usually Teamcenter Rich Client in manufacturing. In the recent years, Siemens has provided other options for smaller to medium-sized companies, such as Teamcenter Rapid Start, and then recently also provided a cloud solution, Teamcenter X, that I'll go into details on both of these options. The Teamcenter Rapid Start is a pre-configured version of full Teamcenter, delivers fast deployment, lower implementation efforts required, and reduced total cost of ownership. Many of the features, such as roles, workflow with standard functionality, are out of the box pre-configured. The Teamcenter configuration can be used both on-prem or on a third-party infrastructure hosting platform. And as you can see in this chart, it pretty much provides the basic PDM or PLM functionality with CAD integration, document management, simple workflows. It's everything that you need to get started. And then getting deeper into Teamcenter Rapid Starts with optional add-ons, you can see there are options of SQL or Oracle database, and from the bottom up, visualization, multi-CAD integration that covers pretty much all of your CAD authoring applications, ECAD integration, and then advanced modules can be added on top of it. To simplify deployment of Teamcenter, then the Teamcenter on the cloud was presented a few years ago. And Siemens worked closely with leading cloud service providers to offer the solutions in multiple ways. Currently, Teamcenter is certified and ready for deployment on Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure to leverage its global footprint and proven best-in-class solution. On Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure, they have developed cloud formation scripts and automates the deployment of Teamcenter, increases that can be quickly installed and deployed for you. Options with Teamcenter on the cloud are the Amazon Web Services and Amazon Azure as infrastructure as a service. And then the latest offering is Teamcenter X, which I'll tell you the differences between the third-party cloud providers versus the Teamcenter X. Teamcenter on cloud benefits, of course, simplifies the deployment. They have instant scalability, so you can start small and grow from there. And then the lower cost of ownership. Over time, you not worry about the IT burden and cost of maintenance and IT resources skills to manage that. And then you can see the differences in this chart. Let's start with considering infrastructure as a service cloud model as an entry point to cloud, where IaaS is a building blocks for cloud IT, removing the overhead of needing to manage networking, storage, your servers, and associated virtualization. Cloud provides all of these and allows you to quickly scale up and down with demand, pay only for what the resources are used, flexibility and ease of management of resources used in deployment, along with the proven cloud service provider. With Teamcenter X, Siemens will handle all of the infrastructure needs. And again, it will deliver the PLM solution and manage all the back-end infrastructure requirements. In this chart, you can see the traditional on-prem IT elements with any PLM implementation has many involved layers that needs to be installed and implemented, which usually the IT staff would have to do and work with either cloud solutions or the internal team to do that. With Teamcenter X, many of those elements Siemens will handle on the back end, and then the customer would only develop or implement the data aspect of it. Now in Saratech, what we would do is we would develop, configure, and configure the specific Teamcenter X based on your requirement in our dev environment, and then we hand that off to Siemens to deploy in production. So that's something that we are doing already for our current customers. With Teamcenter X, we have the package solution and add-ons, which are included and pre-configured functionality. And the add-ons with the CAD integration and more modules that you're familiar with Teamcenter. And then you can see in this chart, there are different options with base, pro, and enterprise, depending on size of number of users. And in some cases, there are some elements that you can start with lower number of users and then start grow from there. And then depending on how much disk space and data need and what would be the availability and support model. So those have a different cost structure. And then Teamcenter, in general, it's all same code and same software. It's the way it's managed in the infrastructure side, it makes a little difference. But functionality-wise, it's all the same. And you can see in this chart is as far as the Teamcenter, Teamcenter X, Teamcenter Rapid Start, what are the features and functionalities that can be supporting your business needs. And we can, at Saratech, we can go over the details of each of these functionality, and then based on your business environment, business needs, engineering needs, we can give you a best options and solutions with cost and functionality. Teamcenter can be full featured or partial featured for however you choose to build Teamcenter up. Teamcenter is flexible for your business use case, whether you want customized process or icons or just basic components to get familiar with the PDM system. Teamcenter is scalable to meet your business needs, whether you want limited integration to your company or you want to use Teamcenter and its product more. Teamcenter is fast and at searching and accessing data you need. The adoption period is quick too, making it great return on investment for a software purchase. So mainly when you're trying to decide on which Teamcenter implementation, you look at the initial consideration, the question that I mentioned. The one big question it would be the infrastructure aspect. So you would look at, do you have already infrastructure on-prem capability that you just want to install the application? That's one option that many companies have done, and that gives you more flexibility, more control over the software. Or you like to have a pre-configured Teamcenter implemented, which is Teamcenter Rapid Start, on-prem or on cloud. Or you will have Teamcenter X, which is a Siemens managed cloud-based solution. So the Saratech team can help you with review your current infrastructure, engineering needs and business needs, develop options and costs and benefits, and then develop a roadmap and how you would start and grow into your PLM journey. And and then partner with you to implement. Although some of the activities will be done on infrastructure side, but then Teamcenter still needs to be configured based on your business needs. Some of the workflows has to be implemented. So we can definitely have our experts to help you to have a successful implementation, and then training and ongoing support. So you can definitely contact Saratech PLM experts to walk you through the process in that sense. That concludes my presentation. Open for any questions.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Sassan. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and enter them now. But first off, as you can see, as an engineering company, Saratech is focused on helping our customers realize better products through better product development experiences. We're here to help you optimize, eliminate redundancies, and create better processes overall. So if you need help solving engineering problems, please reach out to us, whether it's analysis, design, data management, or process improvement. Our team is ready and able to assist. We work with many companies in all major industries, from aerospace to marine and energy. We do small projects and major implementations too. We're here to help companies realize better products by improving their product development experiences. So again, we're here to help, and we're glad you could all join us today to learn about choosing the perfect Teamcenter implementation for your organization. So it looks like we do have a few questions. The first is, can you elaborate on the licensing implication by the different PLM selections?
Sure, that's a good question. With Teamcenter Rich Client, which I mentioned, you have named users who purchase software licenses, which are called perpetual licenses. And then you also have, with the cloud solution, Teamcenter X, you have the subscription-based. So there's a pros and cons of subscription or owning perpetual software for yourself. And mainly on subscription-based, license only valid for terms of subscription. The advantage of that is you only pay for what you need, add or drop as users counts go up and down. Maintenance and support included in license costs. The disadvantage is it can be more expensive over time. You never technically outright own rights to the license. You're only for duration of subscription. And but then it also doesn't require huge upfront purchasing budget need. On perpetual licensing approach is purchasing rights to the license, the quantity purchase, and mainly you own the license. The advantage, of course, is sometimes the lower cost of long-term ownership. You own the license, and it will continue to work even if you start paying for maintenance and support. The disadvantage is the higher initial upfront investment required. You're buying the licenses plus the year of maintenance and support. And then after that, you can decide if you want to pay for maintenance, which gives you upgrades and technical support, or you just use it as it is. The other disadvantages is you need to pay for maintenance every year for continuous updates and support. You need to buy more to add more and keep paying maintenance on licenses not being used in case you have more licenses. Our Saratech technical sales team can develop a price comparison over 1 to 3 to 5 years of ownership of subscription-based versus perpetual licensing scheme, and it definitely helps you to make a better decision of what would be the total cost of ownership and what's the best for your organization.
Great, thanks, Sassan. The next question is, what is your recommendation based on Amazon, Azure Cloud versus Teamcenter X?
All right, the Amazon and Azure or any other third-party cloud platform service providers is primarily providing the backend virtual machines, the infrastructure, the Oracle, the databases, and then what you need to do is then you don't have to worry about those IT basic foundational platform that you need to install any applications, which will be Teamcenter. So you would hire a third-party company like Amazon or Cloud Azure. They would handle all of that infrastructure for you, the database, the backups, the middleware, and then you still need an IT resource or Saratech PLM implementation specialist to come in and install the software for you on those platforms. It might be Amazon or Azure or third party. And then we would come in and install and configure the software based on your need. We can install the full Teamcenter, or we can install Teamcenter Rapid Start, which you mentioned. But you're still responsible with either ourselves or yourself is to upgrade and maintain the versioning upgrades of that Teamcenter in that environment. The pretty much the infrastructure part of it is handled by Amazon, and they would upgrade the Oracle database, they would upgrade the middleware, they would do the backup for you, those type of things. On the Teamcenter X, Siemens is handling all of that activity for you. They would not only do the infrastructure that like a cloud solution provider, but also they would provide the system upgrades or any kind of issues with the Teamcenter running. You don't have to have any kind of support person unless you want to make all upgrades to the configuration, to the workflow. That's where the Saratech PLM specialist comes in and help you to make those changes. But at that point, you pretty much have a web-based URL that you can just log in and use the system, and all of that background infrastructure is handled by Siemens. Those are the two differences.
Nice. Thank you, Sassan. Looks like that's all the questions we have for today. So as a reminder, if you have any additional questions or comments after the webinar, you can always email us at info@saratech.com. We'll post this video on our YouTube channel later today, so please feel free to watch it again or pass it along to any colleagues who can benefit. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn to be notified of future events and to gain access to our webinar recordings and training videos. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you, Sassan, and have a great day.
Thanks for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw, make sure to like and subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any new videos. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest engineering news and information. And to see all of our upcoming events, please visit our website at saratech.com/events.